Kristen. Okay, so we are going to do your reading today. I took some notes because I have to, otherwise you're going to be listening to me ramble for like 2 hours if I don't kind of condense myself a little bit. Sorry this reading is a little bit late. It's been, my personal life has been not what I wanted. But that's okay, because sometimes we need growth, even whenever it's uncomfortable and sucks, right? Even whenever it's uncomfortable and sucks. So, as always, I'm going to tell you to take a nice deep breath in and get to a place where you can center yourself, someplace quiet. Honor this time because this is your reading. This is your you time to get in touch with your emotions and yourself. So you asked kind of 2 questions, and the first one was, what inner work do you need to do? And the second one was just kind of like, what's up with my love life, right? So we're going to answer the first one first with 3 cards, and then I only got 1 card for love. And I think that's more of like a generalization of where you need to be heading in your love life. But we are going to get into this the inner work, because that's going to be your most powerful, because that is going to go in, and the inner work affects your relationships with other people. It affects how you treat others, how you speak to others, and how you let other people speak to you. So this is an important step for you to be taking. We've got our bloodstone. I've already saged my cards for you today, so everything's clear energy, and the bloodstone is perfect for today's reading because you are working on yourself, and the bloodstone represents physical blood in the body, which is life. Okay, so that's why you're going to see me holding this, and that's why I'm using it specifically in your reading to give you more of a direct message. Okay, so your first one is for what inner work do you need to be doing? This is going to be a card that represents where you kind of are now, but I feel like this is more where you are spirit-wise, because literally you had 1 card say you're this, and then the next card was like, but you really need to be doing X, Y, and Z, because you're not. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that. So your first card is the Queen of Cups, and whenever we see the Queen of Cups, we see this beautiful woman that's kind of got her shit together, right? She has a cup in her hand. She's the queen. You know, she's in charge of shit, basically. And you, in a sense, have that under control. Like, spirituality-wise, like, you know where you want to go. You're getting comfortable within yourself, and you're gaining that confidence. I'm even hearing, like, a reader. Like, you could be a tarot reader if you wanted. I feel like you read more for yourself though. But the cups, for the Queen of Cups, represents your emotions and our water element, and, you know, finding flow within ourselves. And spirituality wise, I think you're perfect. Like, you're right on the money. She represents somebody who is compassionate and trusting your gut. And I really wrote down, before I even looked at the other cards, don't doubt yourself. And I feel like sometimes that is an issue. But the Queen of Cups, your spirit guides are honestly trying to elevate you more to this status, not just spirituality-wise, but in your everyday life. And I feel like I need to remind you of that. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your experiences. Don't doubt your emotions. You have to trust those first impressions because they're super important. They're yours. And that's something that should be honored. Okay? So your second card is where we're going to get into more of the emotional side for you, which is the Ace of Cups, and it is reversed. So whenever the Ace of Cups is reversed, it represents like a lack of self-love, a lack of trusting your intuition, really, I'm feeling like you need to work on your emotions, that whenever you get into arguments, especially with people, you're very sensitive. And you have this tendency to shut down your emotions. Like, you're just shutting down your flow all at once. as a way to kind of like protect yourself to not get hurt. And that is not something you need to be doing right now, because that's impeding your growth. It's impeding your emotional growth. It's seeping into how you speak to people. It's seeping into, I'm hearing like the boyfriend, the mom, deep personal relationships. I'm hearing the word friendships. Like, it's like snippet one word answers whenever people say something that makes you uncomfortable and takes you out of that element. And you've got to stop that, because otherwise you're not going to have that growth, and it's going to seep into your spiritual life. Like, you can't be like that. You have to learn how to flip the card upside down or right side up and confront those icky emotions. Even sometimes whenever you don't feel like talking, you got to use that throat chakra, girl. And I also wrote down, like, you need to open up and own yourself, own your emotions, own your voice. Even whenever you feel like it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, like, sometimes being brutally honest is to set yourself free. To set yourself free of emotion. And to honor the feelings that you're having for yourself, because that needs to be respected. That should be respected. And I feel like that's a deep issue with you, like our lack of respect. Like, people think if you shut down, then they can just keep railroading on and on and on and on and on over you, and that's not what's supposed to be happening. You have to stand up and show up for yourself. And here, this really lets me know that you're not doing that. Where you might have it together here, like spirit-wise, you're like, oh, this is cool, I can see myself doing this is awesome, this is the direction and place I want to go to. But whenever it comes to your personal life, you're kind of stagnant here, and you've really got to get that flow back in tune with yourself, because that's not okay, right? Like, we don't want to be stuck like this. Nobody wants to be stuck like that. So really work on owning your voice. Whenever you have issues and trauma and stuff, don't block it out. You have to open yourself back up to that. Open yourself back up to love. Open yourself back up to the hurt, in a sense, because we all need that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to grow. We wouldn't be able to hold ourselves accountable and be able to, I'm hearing, set boundaries for other people. So you can't just let somebody like talk to you however, and if they try, you have to be able to stand up, own that voice, and say, well, what you're saying makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that. I wouldn't talk to you that way, so you don't need to talk to me that way, type of thing. I'm hoping that makes sense with the Ace of Cups in reverse as far as your inner work that you need to do. It's more of an inner outward voice type of thing. Feeling like my throat is stuck, so you definitely need to use that voice. Okay, so your third card, and this I really feel like is the care that you need to do for yourself moving forward. And I'm going to pause and say that, like, it's okay. It's okay to have these cards that are constantly in reverse for your inner work, because if everything is fine inwardly, then what the fuck are you doing talking to me? You don't need my help if everything's okay, right? And we all have these moments. We all have these moments. I have these moments where I'm like, oh my God, boundaries, I need them. You know, everybody struggles this way, so I don't want you to feel like whenever you're getting this reading, like, you're like, oh my God, I'm so messed up. It's not just you, it's everybody. The difference is you're taking steps to move forward, to be comfortable enough to talk about it, to do the work. And I honestly really hope you do, because if you get another reading from me and I get some repeat cards, then I know that you're not doing it. And I'm going to call you out on it, because that's the type of tarot reader I am. So anyway, care for your inner self moving forward, which is going to be the King of Cups, and it is reversed. And there are lessons to be learned in these reversed cards. This isn't just all doom and gloom, because we don't have our, stuff together in one area of our life, but in another we're fine. Like, these are lessons. Use your voice, create your boundary. For the King of Cups, yes, it has to do with your emotions, because we're talking about inner work, right? We're talking about having our flow and that water element, and it's like you're hitting these bumps in the road and these blockages, and we don't want that. We don't want that. We want things to be smooth sailing, but the problem with life is it's not always smooth sailing. So really, for the King of Cups, it's just kind of like telling yourself, like reminding yourself to let yourself on the hook, finding compassion within yourself. Like, it's okay to not always be perfect. It's okay to not micromanage your life yourself. You need to go, like, looking inward, going inward. And I feel like you need to have some meditation and acknowledge any repressed emotions, repressed trauma, repressed pain, and really try and work through that, because I'm seeing that that's like a major thing, and it's seeping in to your life. It's seeping into your ability to be able to speak your truth, speak your pain, have that backbone. I'm hearing like have that backbone for yourself, and you want that. We want that in every relationship, in every field, because ultimately we want to find success in love, career, money. And the difference between, you know, the people that are able to do that and the people that aren't is the people that are doing that are doing their own inner healing. They're acknowledging their old wounds. They're healing that up. Even if they have to do the same wound time and time again, they're still learning the lessons that they need to learn in this lifetime to kind of fix, that karma. And so that's what I'm asking you to do in this reading for your inner work, is to honor your emotions and your trauma and your past pain. And I feel like that's been kind of, I want to use the word swept under the rug, and that's not okay. You don't want to do that. You want to acknowledge that, not hide all of that in a box. I'm hearing the word like abuse and being talked to in like a verbal manner, and that's deep shit. That's uncomfortable shit, to be honest. But unless you look at it and say what happened was effed up, I don't want to be there anymore, and trying to like really make a change, then it's never gonna get any better, and you're gonna stay in this life cycle. And the point of the inner work and the inner healing is to acknowledge all the things and all the lessons and the parts that, we might choose before we're born, but these are lessons that we have to actively also choose to learn. To say, okay, well, I'm not going to be in that shitty relationship. Okay, I'm not going to let, mom, dad, whoever, talk to me that way, because I'm a person and I have boundaries. Okay, I'm not going to say yes to everything, because I shouldn't say yes to everything, because I only have time for, 5 things, not 15. Those are boundaries. And so, in a sense, that's what all of this inner work is telling you to do, to see yourself in like a third-party light and go, okay, these are the points in where I missed the mark and I didn't stand up for myself enough. And these are the ways in which I'm going to fix it. Okay? So that's you for your inner work. So you also asked just a general question about love. You were like, I just want to know about my love life. So for that, one card and one card only showed up. And you know what? I think you have enough inner work that you don't need to do too much at one time. Okay? So your love card, which would be the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is our fire element, and that is our primal energy. But see, this 5 of Wands, we have all this fucking energy in this card, but nothing's actually getting done, right? Nothing is getting done here. That's because here, nobody is getting along. There is a personal struggle, which makes sense because all of your other cards were emotional shit and being like kind of in this conflict with all these other people and inner conflict within yourself, because you have all these outside influences affecting your internal influences. And really, that does create conflict. It creates conflict in every single relationship of your life that you have, in all areas of your life, if there's a block in one part, if that's making sense. So here, For your love life, I feel like you need to work on a lot of outward communication and hello, speaking your truth, honoring yourself, honoring your experiences. That's what this is all about. That is exactly what all of this is about. So for this love card, you have to be honest with yourself. Is this relationship where I want to be? Is this the safe environment, a healthy place for me to be? Like, you have to do all of that. You have to do that work. And part of that is opening up your voice and kind of also finding time to compromise a little bit in your relationships and coming to a happy medium, because it's not just all about you, it's about all parties being happy and content. And that's what makes a love relationship work, is coming to a compromise, not just bulldozing all over each other and each other's feelings and not giving validation or respect to one another. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that's your reading. Because the messages just stopped. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked this. Let me know what you think. I'm going to upload this video and send you your picture. And you have a great rest of your week. Thank you again for choosing me as your reader.